What's up, YouTube? This is Brian at GP Rod and Customs, and we're back to do another episode of Teach It Tuesday. We're trying to do these more often again since we got a lot of people saying they liked it, so we're going to try to do that. So today's episode will be about magnets. When I first started doing custom work, there wasn't the use of magnets then. We didn't really know about them, and so we had to figure out how to cover up screws without using magnets. So we'd build inserts and bondo mold and stuff like that. Well, this trunk build is going to be entirely used panels that have magnets on it. So there will be no kind of bondo molding in this trunk, so it'll make it easier for taking apart. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to put magnets on these two panels and show you how they work, and I'll show you the type of magnets that we use. So the first thing we need to do is to make sure you have the panel exactly where you want to put it. And I've already got lines marked where I want it. And basically this panel is covering up an amp in the floorboard of a 68 Camaro. So the reason for the panel is to access the amplifier for serviceability. The customer doesn't want anything fancy, nothing flashy, so he doesn't want to show the amp. He doesn't want it to be seen, so we're going to completely cover it up with an insert, and to make it easily removable, we're going to use magnets. So there's where the amp goes, and we're going to probably use, since there's not a lot of space on the top and the bottom, we're probably going to use 3 magnets on each side. So that's going to be a total of 6 magnets that's going to hold this piece down. So it sounds like it's a lot, but it's going to hold it down really good. So we'll get moving. The first thing I want to do is, after you have your piece drawn out to where you want to put it, you want to mark where your magnets are going to be. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to drill an 1/8 inch hole through the insert and into this panel, which will allow us to perfectly line up the magnets. So, and I have lines marked here and here to show me that I can't go. I have to basically show me that I can stay in this area right here. I'm gonna drill. Alright, so basically magnets are marked and they'll line up perfectly. Here's the magnets. That's 6 magnets right there, and they have a plastic spacer in between them so they're easier to get apart. They do stick together very well. Just like a lot of other things, you can get these magnets off of Amazon. That's where we get them from. They're fairly cheap. These are 1 inch in diameter, and as you can see, they're probably about a 1/16, maybe a little bit more in thickness. So in order to keep the panel against this panel, we have to cut into the wood and try to flush in the magnet. So in order to do that, we use this bit right here, which is called a Forstner bit. That's a 1 inch Forstner bit. Basically, it's kind of like a paddle bit. You got your center hole where the point will go. It'll go into your hole like that, and then you can basically drill out the amount that you need. And you can get these at your local Lowe's or Home Depot. You don't want to go too fast because a new Forstner bit will go right through this wood. So I just need to go just a little bit more. I usually try to, see, like that. It's almost completely flush. That's how we're going to have them sitting in there. That one's good too. So those are drilled out. So the next thing you need to do is take your magnets and remember, magnets will only stick together in one way. So in other words, they won't go together this way. They only go together that way. So in order to do this, you need to make sure you get your magnets in the right spot. That way you don't have one trying to force it apart. So what I like to do is I take two magnets and I stick them together. Take my grinder and then I'll scuff up this side and then I'll scuff up this side. And then I'll take the top one and I'll put it in the first spot, and I'll take the bottom one and I'll put it in the other spot on the insert to where it'll match up. Once you get them scuffed up, you can usually use super glue. I've found out that super glue works really good. I've never really had a problem with super glue and magnets. So put some super glue in there, hit the magnet with some activator, drop it in. And then like I said, you do two magnets at once. Now, this piece is going to go like this. So here's where I need to put that magnet that I've already grinded on. So it's going to go right there. And we'll do that until we're done.
Go, you keep going.
I am. Wasn't gonna stop. I didn't get enough magnets. I need 12 magnets, not 6. My bad. I need 12 magnets, not 6. Obviously, my math is no good today. All right, let me go get some more. All that it takes, and it's pretty much done. So all you have to do is take the panel. That's it. Does not move once it's on there. I mean, of course it'll move, but it's not going to go anywhere. that pretty much wraps up today's episode of Teach It Tuesday. Hope everybody liked that and hope it was able to help everybody out. If you did like it, hit that like button wherever it's at, and then, you know, turn on the notifications and be sure and follow us. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And until then, always share the knowledge.